All right. All right. So good morning, everyone. So this is the student life panel for the fall virtual open house. My name is Derek, and I'm a junior here at Springfield College. So again, this is a student-run panel. So everybody who's joining us on Zoom today is hearing firsthand of what it's like to be a Springfield College student. So the panelists and I have put together some of the most frequently asked questions that some of the ambassadors and just students get questions about. So at any time of this Zoom, you have any questions regarding anything about the college or what it's like, there should be a chat box in the bottom of your screen. Just send them out, and then anybody on the panelists will be able to answer them. And then if you hear a topic that you are interested in and want a student to elaborate on, again, please feel free to put in the chat just to elaborate on a certain subject. So let's start with Hannah, and I'll have her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah. I'm a senior in the social work program. I'm in a bunch of clubs and activities. So I'm on the executive board of student ambassadors. I'm a pre-camp leader. We'll talk about that a little later. And then I'm also in Best of Broadway. So that's a theater group. So if you're interested, please ask, because I love answering those questions.
All right, next we'll go with Jess.
Hi everyone, my name is Jess Hart. I am a junior in the physical therapy program. On campus, I'm also involved with the Springfield swimming and diving team, as well as on the e-board of student ambassadors, and I'm also in the honors program.
Thank you. Next we'll go with Sabrina.
Hi everyone, I'm Sabrina. I'm a junior. My majors are sociology and English. I have a minor in psych and a concentration in social work. I'm the president of Women of Power. I'm also on the BSU, and I work with AmeriCorps.
Thank you. Next we'll go with Arlia.
Hi, my name is Arlia. I'm a first-time freshman, and I'm majoring in business and minor in dance. And I'm new around campus, so if anyone wants to ask me about how I feel, my first impressions, that's what I'm here for.
All right. So next we'll go with Katie.
Hi guys, I'm Katie. I am a senior double majoring in sociology and psychology with a concentration in social work. I'm also on the ambassadors e-board, and I'm also a pre-camp leader.
Thank you. Next we'll go with Kay.
Hi everyone, my name is Kay. I am a junior in the occupational therapy program, and I have a minor in YMCA professional studies. On campus, I'm also on the e-board for ambassadors. I'm also a co-chair for the pre-camp program, and I've been involved in a bunch of different things. So I'm so excited to get to talk with you all today and hear some of your questions.
Thank you. Next we'll go to Raj.
Hi, everybody. My name is Raj. I'm a senior in the health sciences program, pre-med. On campus, I'm involved in a lot. I'm an ambassador, past cultural connections leader for the Office of Multicultural Affairs. I'm the president of the Black Student Union on campus, and also the president of Scientists Embracing Equality and Diversity, SEED.
Thank you. Next we'll go to Brianna.
Hi everyone, my name is Brianna De Haiti. I'm a junior here at the college, majoring in criminal justice and computer science with a minor in religion. On campus, I'm involved in a lot. I'm a leader in cultural connections. I'm on the e-board for the Criminal Justice Club, on the e-board for Art for Activism, and on the e-board for SC Dance Marathon.
And then we'll go to Nate.
Hi guys, my name is Nate. I'm a senior in the occupational therapy program. I'm also part of the e-board for ambassadors. Besides that, I am really involved in intramurals, and I'm also a tutor on campus.
All right, and then we'll go back to Arlia because I think nobody heard with your headphones, so just sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, my name is Arlia. I'm a first-time freshman majoring in business, minoring in dance, and right now I'm still feeling out, the clubs that are taking place around campus. So still finding my way, but yeah.
Thank you. So again, everyone, we have a very diverse group of people who are involved in many things on campus. So again, if you had that connection with somebody, again, the chat box is open. Please feel free to kind of send your questions. But so again, we'll start off with like those basic questions that we get on a kind of everyday basis. So I'll ask everybody to kind of elaborate on this one. What's the culture like at Springfield College? And then we'll start again with Hannah.
So the culture is very community oriented. Everyone's friendly. I've never met a person who doesn't say hi to me, and you don't even know these people. So that's kind of crazy. Everyone holds the door for you. And it's very, I don't know, it's just a really great environment, all good energy. And I haven't met a person who's not an extremely nice and kind individual. So I absolutely love that about our school.
Next, we'll go to Jess.
I would say my favorite part of the atmosphere at Springfield College is the culture that we have of like supporting each other. So, you know, everyone's super excited to go out and like, you know, support their friends on different sports teams, and just like, you know, all going out of our way to like be involved, be active, and just watch each other do great things. It's super cool.
Head over to Sabrina.
My experience is like pretty similar, but also pretty different as a student of color. So I've had those good experiences where people are really nice and they'll like hold the door and things like that. But I also feel as though like there are certain points in time where it can be pretty lonely. But for the most part, it's pretty welcoming if you're around the right people.
Next, we'll go to Kay.
Yeah, I think the word that I would use to describe Springfield is community. And I think whether you're a student now, you're an alumni, like you're a student like looking to come to the college, you'll always find a connection to Springfield. You know, no matter where you go, you'll meet someone that went to Springfield College. And I think it's this really special kind of unspoken bond on campus that we have, and something that you get to carry with you through the rest of your life. I think there are people out there that know what it means to go to Springfield College and know how special that is by just being a student here and being on our campus and soaking in all of our experiences. So you're not just a student here for 4 years, you're a student here for the rest of your life, and you'll find that community wherever you go and that support wherever you go.
We'll go to Raj next.
I think Kay just said it perfectly, actually, is that community and basically the fact that they're going to follow you for the rest of your life. Because personally, Springfield College, the culture for me is really like amplified after the semester ends, and how they still stay involved in your life and how they still follow you and make sure you're okay. That is the stuff that I really love. And that is really amplifies the culture of Springfield College for me.
Katie.
To me, the culture of Springfield College, I guess in a word, is relaxed. I feel like we're a really non-competitive environment. Everyone is lifting each other up constantly. Just because you're an athlete or you might have a really demanding major, everyone is it's a very cohesive community. And I think everyone's on the same page as everyone else, and no one is like placing other people higher than others just because of what you might be doing in the college.
We'll go to Brianna.
I'll describe the culture here as relaxed. Like you could see people just strolling and walking around and sitting on the grass and just watching the lake and stuff. But then it's like the people you do find who are like your family, your close-knit group, they kind of make the experience better too.
Then we'll go to Arlia.
Yeah, I agree that first coming to Springfield College, it was very welcoming and a non-competitive environment, which I did come from high school, and walking into this new experience, it was just very different, and I felt like I'm able to be myself without being judged or being looked at the wrong way. So, and for me, that's very important for me to be myself. Like that's what makes me happy. So I feel like it's a good fit.
Thank you. So we got a question already regarding sports, and I'll have Jess will elaborate. And so the question is, any of you guys play a sport with a major, and is it hard to kind of balance that sport and major? So I'll have Jess kind of answer that one.
Yeah, so honestly, so I'm a swimmer and I'm in the PT major, and both of them are pretty demanding, but I really like Springfield because I feel like both like athletics and academics, like they're there to like make sure that you can balance them. And there's a ton of support, you know, coming from the coaches and coming from all of the athletic administration saying, you know, you're a student athlete, you're a student first. So there's tons of support in that way. And then going the other way, I found professors to be like very understanding if I'm gone for like a 4-day swim meet and I'm like, hey, like I'm gonna miss a class, and they're like, hey, yeah, here's what you gotta make up. And they're just totally understanding and very accommodating as long as you like tell them long enough in advance. And then I don't know, it's been a great experience. Also just like within the team, we're always like offering to like go study with people. Like I've mentored underclassmen in some of the classes that I did well in. So there's, yeah, you can balance it for sure. You just gotta want to.
Thank you. All right, so we're getting another question. So what do you guys do for fun, both on campus and off campus? So I think this is actually one of our questions that we had on our frequently asked questions. So I'll have either anybody could open up to this, Katie or Hannah, or again, anybody can answer this one.
So on campus, we have the campus activity board, and they're called CAB for short. It's very hard not getting involved in things, and you're also never bored at Springfield College because things are happening 24/7. So on campus, we have a bingo. That sounds funny, but it's very competitive in a way. And then we have things like trivia, DIY projects, like making blankets, like pillows, stuff like that. And then off campus, also through CAB, we have trips. So you could go to like New York City for $5. And you have, you just hop on a bus and go there. We also went to the Big E and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. And then there's also really cool like parks and trails and hiking spots off campus too, if you're into that as well.
I was gonna say I can speak to that also. Being from Springfield, there's a ton of like trails you can hike and things of that nature in the area, as well as a bunch of when coronavirus does chill out a little bit, a lot of restaurants and things of that nature within the area that you can go to that are cool. Also, a lot of programming that CAB does that Hannah talked about, and a lot of the diversity programs such as the BSU, SEED, MOE, Women of Power, and SSBD, Student Society for Bridging Diversity, all come together and they do a lot of programming. So you'll never be bored on this campus for sure.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Also, when coronavirus is not as present, there's a lot of sporting events to go to, like Saturdays, the football games, the basketball games, and all that. So there's a lot to do.
Just to go off of that a little bit more, like Springfield College is not a suitcase school, I guess you could say. For the most part, people do stay here on campus because of how involved the community is and how many things we have to do. And as freshmen, you probably won't have your car on campus unless there's a medical reason. But we do have a shuttle service, and I believe it goes, I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that shuttle service can take you to Walmart or the mall or the movie theaters. You do get discounted movie tickets. So for the most part, there's a ton of stuff to do on campus, but if you ever feel the need to get a different change of scenery, Springfield will help you get there too.
All right, thanks guys. Let's see. So the next question we have was about intramurals. Hold on, I'm trying to navigate. So what are intramurals? Do you have a lot of them? And then how many students get involved? So I'll have Nate, because he's like the intramurals god.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different intramurals. I know personally, I've done flag football, soccer, 3v3 basketball, 5v5 basketball, softball. There's like ping pong tournaments, pickleball tournaments. What else? Yeah, there's a ton of different things. So you can find a lot of different events, and it's pretty competitive. I know for basketball, I've won the championship for 3v3 twice and 5v5 once, and the games are intense, like very much like a high school basketball game would be, which is good because I'm not good enough to be on the Springfield College basketball team, but I do still love playing basketball and competing. So it's a good balance to have. So intramurals, I highly recommend getting involved in intramurals because they're a lot of fun.
I definitely want to speak to that too and say intramurals are probably like a great way to grow a group of friends and like just have a group of friends, because I know freshman year I had started 5v5 basketball with like a group of guys, and we started a group chat called Jam Fam. We ended up taking that all the way through now our senior year with that same group, recruiting new members, trying to win the championship. We haven't got there, but we're still in free agency if anybody wants to sign to our team. We're still trying to build it, but it just, the relationship that I made with those guys and the relationships I made playing other intramurals with people, like you can see by my smile right now, like I'm laughing about all the memories in my head. It's a great time.
I played intramural volleyball during the off season of my freshman year, and it was really a blast. I don't know, I never really played volleyball for realsies, but there were a lot of people who did. So like those were the craziest volleyball games I've ever played, and it was just it was so much fun, and it was hilarious all the time.
Yeah, so you can definitely tell that there's a huge kind of atmosphere with clubs and intramurals and stuff like that. So we'll move on to kind of the next one. What is the junior orientation program? What is NSO, pre-camp, and cultural connections? So I'll start with junior orientation because I'm one of the junior orientation leaders. So junior orientation is usually over the summer before you come onto campus your freshman year. So usually without these COVID times, we are in person and on campus for a day. You're experiencing a small group of kids who are also freshmen. You're on campus. And so it's a really good kind of opportunity to get to know the environment. But this year with COVID, we had about 20 to 25 students in a group, and we kind of met once or twice a week, again, just to navigate online and just experiencing that campus life. And it's more about just making that connection before you get onto campus. And then I'll have either Hannah or Kay talk about pre-camp, and then we'll go on to cultural connections after pre-camp.
So I can start with pre-camp. Pre-camp is a really special program. I love it so much, but it's a pre-orientation program. It's designed for about 60 to 80 first-year students to come move into college about 4 days early. And we go camping on our East Campus, and I'm sure we'll talk about East Campus in a little bit, but basically East Campus is our outdoor living, like our learning center, our outdoor learning center. And so our first-year students are invited to come to pre-camp, go camping. It's kind of glamping because we have like toilets and showers and catered meals and everything like that. But they're paired up with an upperclassman leader. And that's a really great experience to just get out there and like set a tone for the year, meet 60 to 80 new freshmen and like 30 upperclassmen leaders, so that when you walk on campus, you know the vibe of your year. You already have a big group of people to surround yourself with and to be supported by. And your leader is someone that you can carry with you, like, and lean on for support or advice or anything like that throughout your entire college life. Yeah, it's a really special program. It's a lot about team building, bonding, finding like the person that you want to be here at Springfield, and it's a great way to start the year. Hannah, if you want to add anything else to that, or Katie, please do, but I love it.
Yeah, I was just going to add, like, you can make your best friends for a lifetime there. Like, that's just like the best part, I think. And then you go and tell your actual orientation with the rest of freshman class, but you already have 80 new friends and people to sit with at Cheney. Like, I don't know, it's just the best program ever. And I encourage you to try.
All right, so then we'll move on over to cultural connections.
Yeah, so I actually, I believe we have a cultural connections current cultural connections leader here right now with Brianna. So Brianna, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I will. So Cultural Connections is amazing and I love it. So kind of like pre-camp, you move in, 4 days early, and we don't go into the woods like pre-camp. We actually stay on campus. So it's just the group of Cultural Connection students that like moved in early to campus, and it's really nice. We do like team bonding. We have like speakers to come like educate the whole person about like things that are going on, different topics. One year we had somebody come educate us on pronouns, so that was really cool and interesting. We go roller skating, we go bowling, we go to the arcade. This year with Corona, we couldn't do all that, but it's really fun because it's like you wake up at 10 and then you're with those people all day. We're going out to eat, we're having fun, we're going to these talks and having these conversations. So it's really nice. So those people that you meet, and then you are with them throughout senior year if they're still here, and it's really great. You're always connected to the office. We have our own office, so everybody's always there. We have snacks and everything, so it's great. Like, people just hang out there, do your homework. I met some of my best friends in that group, so I love it.
Yeah, I want to also say that I met some of my best friends too, and the individuals I've met there have like continually pushed me to be better, which is what I love. They give me like the challenging conversations that may be uncomfortable, but that are pushing me to be the best person possible. So, and Cultural Connections is open to everybody. The Office of Multicultural Affairs is open to everybody. So please always stop by when you come on campus. And I do want Sabrina just to talk as well, because she was a Cultural Connections leader too.
Yeah, so I'm a leader as well. We have leaders and coordinators, so we all pretty much work on the programming. And Cultural Connections is social justice oriented, so we spend a lot of time having those difficult conversations and educating each other, just so that we know how to be the best people we can be when it's time for us to go to the real world. So a lot of the Cultural Connections activities that we do include like having conversations about race or gender-based discrimination and things like that. But it's not like, it's like hard topics, but they're not like depressing. They're pretty like, we make it very fun and we make it as educational as possible. And they took us to like the African American Museum in Springfield. They just did a mural tour where they saw the Black Lives Matter murals, which was really fun. So they pretty much just do as much as we can just to educate everyone as much as possible. And we keep the programs going throughout the year. But that's where I met pretty much all of my friends, and that's how I got involved. I got involved on campus through the office because they helped me figure it all out. So it's a good time.
Thank you. So just for the participants that are on the call, there is a transfer session that's happening at 12, kind of just in a few minutes. So if that applies to you, you can head on over. The link is on our open house page. But if you do miss this session, this will be pre-recorded, or this is being recorded, so you can come back through Friday to access this if you miss anything. So I just wanted to say that, and then we'll just keep going with our questions. So let's talk. We had a question about the freshman dorms. So I'll have Arlia talk about that. Basically, are they tiny? Do they have bathrooms? Or they share their own bathrooms? Do you share a bathroom? And then if they're triple, double options, and is there AC? So if you could just elaborate on that one.
For me, unfortunately, I'm a commuter, so I don't live in the dorms.
I can elaborate a little bit if they want, because I know, Arlia, you're from Springfield too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Arlia are from Springfield, but I did choose to live inside the dorms my freshman year. I can talk about them a little bit. Actually, I think maybe Katie or someone might be a little bit. Katie, I'll pass it to you. You might be better to talk about it. Thank you, Arlia, though.
Raj and I actually met freshman year in Gulick, and that's where we became friends, and Nate became one of my best friends. He was like a few floors above me. The freshman dorms is definitely the place where you meet your best friends. The people on your floor you definitely carry with throughout your entire experience. So we don't have any triples. It's doubles or singles. It's definitely more common to get a double. Trying to see what other. So the bathroom is communal. It's so like the girls are on one side and the boys are on the other, and then so all the girls share a bathroom, all the boys share a bathroom, but there are multiple showers and like multiple toilets. It's not, don't worry about that. As far as air, only one dorm has AC for freshman dorms, the Gulick, and that also comes with like the smallest room, but you do get AC. And I lived in Gulick freshman year. It was definitely really livable. It wasn't too bad. But honestly, you're not going to be in your dorm all that much anyways. You're going to be hanging out with people in the common room, or you're going to be in the union. Like, for me in my experience, I felt like the dorm was just for like sleeping and homework sometime and like maybe hang out with some friends. But I don't know, you're going to love your freshman dorm. Like, it definitely holds a special place in your heart.
Thanks, Katie. So we'll move on to another question that we just got. Kind of what other colleges did you guys apply to, and what stood out to make you choose Springfield? So I guess like just again like that whole vibe on campus, like what made you guys choose Springfield? And we could go around to a couple, just really again your thoughts about Springfield.
I know when I was applying to colleges, I actually applied to 26 schools. I applied to, yeah, Katie, I see Katie's face. I applied everywhere from Connecticut College to Wesleyan to Northeastern, all down the East Coast, all up the East Coast, anywhere. And what really stood out to me at Springfield College is how they really cared about me individually and cared about my future goals and cared about helping me figure out how to overcome the little struggles that I'm going through, not only in my academic life, but in my social life. So I think when they sat down with me and talked about that, talked about how to be able to afford to come here, talked about how to be able to be a successful student here, talked about how not only to do that, but how to write a resume and do all the other things such as like tax help or life help. They basically not only cared about me as a student, but they cared about me as a holistic person, which is like spirit, mind, and body. And that differentiated it from everything. And that's why I ended up choosing it, because they've helped me so much.
I can go next. Similar to Raj, I applied to 15 different schools and I got into all of them. But I'm a first generation college student, so it's not like I knew what I was looking for. So I kind of just went to every school and they all started to like blend together, and I had no idea what I was going to pick, especially because I had no intentions of going to college first. Then I explained my situation to the school and how like I'm paying to go here on my own. And like this is like not something that I'm used to, so I don't know what I'm looking for. But just walking around on campus, it was very different feeling than all the other places I had been to. Like all the places kind of like meshed together. I could tell you about one school in New York and be talking about a school in Pennsylvania, but it just seemed very different. It stood out a lot, and the school made it really possible for me to come here and be able to afford to pay on my own. So that was like the biggest thing for me.
Cool,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh, sorry, you could go. Sorry.
For me, I applied to like 20 schools too. Initially, I wanted to be in New York so bad, but that didn't end up working. So when I got accepted to Springfield College, I did more research, made a few phone calls, and turns out like they had everything I was looking for: business, dance, a lot of dance programs that I didn't even know then, but I know now. And yeah, and like my grandmother is actually an alumni from here, so I was able to get a little extra money from that. And like just like Sabrina, I'm paying for this all on my own, so I kind of still have to look at the money side of everything. So with Springfield College, they offered me a lot of money, which was very generous. And so yeah, that's why I'm here.
Cool, thank you guys. So we'll head on over to the next question. How is like the food on campus? What are the options, different meal plans? And we could have anybody answer this, whatever. Anybody?
Food on campus, there's a few different options. So Cheney is our dining hall. Freshman year, I think you have to have a meal plan, and it comes with, I think there's what is it? I don't know the numbers, but Cheney is all you can eat. So you go in, you can sit down, you can sit there for 3 hours if you want to and eat as much food as you want, or you can go in and you grab a couple things, you can leave. Then we also have the Union, and the Union has a few different options. The one is Subway. We also have a Dunkin' Donuts on campus and a Starbucks. And then there's also the like burritos, bowls, and then there's a pasta station. So there's a lot of different things that you can get. And then with your dining dollars, you can also order Domino's. So freshman year, it was towards the end of my second semester. And so your dining dollars don't roll over from year to year. And so I had like $150. And so I ordered me and all my friends a bunch of pizza, and we just sat and we ate it. So there's a lot of different things you can do for food on campus.
Can I just go off of that? The cafe that Nate was talking about with the Subway and the Mexican grill and everything, there's also a sushi station and pasta down there. So you have that. Some years they might change it, but it's very rare that they actually like change the stations. And then at Cheney, you have a meal plan, 2 swipes a day, and that comes with $350 dining dollars, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have the 3 swipes a day meal plan, which comes with a little bit more dining dollars. I can't remember the exact number. So yeah, they roll over from semester to semester. So like fall semester to spring semester, but not from year to year. So make sure you use like all your dining dollars and your pride dollars. And yeah, like a lot of people get confused on there's a difference between dining dollars and pride dollars. Dining dollars you could use at Cheney and at the cafe, but pride dollars you could only use at the cafe. So yeah.
And in the dining hall, we have gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, and a True Balance station, and that is all with our Harvest Table company. So if you guys have any more kind of questions or want more information, go on to Springfield Dining and you'll see kind of what Harvest Table is all about, and you could get kind of an idea through that way. So I'll head on over to different study abroad options and / experiences. So I know Kay went abroad, if she wants to talk about that.
I did go abroad. It was so cool. Okay, so when I was looking at colleges, study abroad was not something I was interested in at all. So I'm sure some of you are totally tuning me out right now, and that's okay. But know that study abroad is an option for all of our students. I'm in the OT program, which is an accelerated program, a direct entry master's program, but I still have the opportunity to go abroad, and that is common with all of our programs and majors. So nobody's limited to not be able to go. I had a unique experience. I traveled to Norway and studied at the American College of Norway, which is one of Springfield College's partner schools. So it's kind of more of an exchange, but we have tons of options. Usually students will be set up with programs, and those programs set you up in schools in whatever country you're looking to go to. And through those programs, they also do like field trips. They set you up with other American students, help you acclimate to the culture easier or the language or whatever. Personally, going to Norway, I just found a little home there at this little college. I did a lot of solo traveling throughout the Scandinavian countries, and it was a really, really cool experience. If you're not looking to commit to a full semester, or you don't want to like forfeit a sports season or whatever, we also have what we call Maymesters. So those are 4-week programs where you take, I think, like 3 to 6 credits in May after the school year is over. We have summer semesters. We also have like winter break trips. So there's still definitely a bunch of opportunities to get that experience abroad, even if you don't want to commit a full semester to it, because Springfield is a really hard place to leave for a semester. But there's plenty of opportunities, and all of us are leaving our emails in the chat. So if anyone's looking to go abroad or more questions about that, please feel free to email me, and I'd love to answer those questions.
Did anybody else have a similar experience to study abroad? Okay, so I'll head over to the next question. What are some like shadowing experiences, internships that people have got involved with? And we could open this up to kind of anybody.
So I'm also in the OT program, and for the OT program, I know that our advisors set us up with our shadowing. So we have required amounts of shadowing we have to have, and so I've done three different places I've gone to. I've gone to outpatient rehab, and then also 2 inpatient rehab wing type of hospital settings.
So all of our program, like a lot of our programs, I'm OT, so I can specifically talk about OT as well as Nate, but they really find an importance of getting our students into their fieldwork right away. So as early as your freshman year, like education and PE majors, they are offsite working in classrooms with teachers and students. OT, PT, AT, they're all working in their field doing shadowing. Our AT students work right in our AT room on campus. So that's athletic training, and they work with our sports teams by their sophomore year. They're assigned and they're really running the show in that room. And then there's a bunch of other internship opportunities through the college with whatever program or major you're a part of. I think that's what's really special about Springfield is that you are definitely going to be experiencing those opportunities within your coursework. So you don't have to find those summer opportunities or winter break opportunities. It's right within our classes. And that way you can work with your advisor to find out what you love about your job, what you hate about your job, the truths behind it all, so that when you graduate with a doctorate in physical therapy and you get to your field of work, you know you're going to love it and you know exactly what you're getting into. And you didn't spend a ton of money for a job that you hate and that you're not stuck with. So definitely there's a really big importance of making sure that you love your job and that you love what you're doing and you know exactly what you're doing. And so that by the time you come to apply jobs, you have so many different experiences and you feel confident in your field of work.
Can I just add to Kay for a minute? So we do have a career center that helps you like everything from resume building, business cards, like looking for internships and stuff like that. They do like mock interviews so you could get ready for an actual job interview. And a lot of the majors, you have teachers that are still connected with like their field of study. So it's really awesome. Like one of my philosophy teachers, he's like really connected in his profession, so he's always there to help. And I'm a criminal justice major, so all of my criminal justice teachers are like out there practicing law in some sort of way, so they always have like those connections. So it's really nice. And we're in the town of Springfield, so you have, well, the city of Springfield, sorry. So you have like a bunch of surrounding cities and towns. So you'll like find some, if you don't want something in Springfield necessarily, there might be something in Chicopee or East Longmeadow. So yeah, they're like really connected. And it's not just with the philosophy and the criminal justice major. It's like a lot of like professors are still connected. So, I mean, you just have to ask if you're looking for it. And the Career Center is definitely a great help for that.
I think also another great resource that is on this campus is the alumni that come from this school. We have a Distinguished Alumni Association. All of them always reach out and all of them have been super helpful to me. Not only that, you will run into them just in everyday life. I'm someone who works at Bay State Medical Center for the past 3.5 years, and someone I met there is an orthopedic surgical PA who did go to Springfield College. And I met her my freshman year. And as soon as I met her, she was like, okay, let's get in the OR and let me show you what I can do. So things like that. And then she introduced me to more plastic surgeons, heart surgeons over and over. So those connections grow. Not only that, the alumni can really just make this place even greater for you. It's amazing.
All right, so I have one more question kind of for all the panelists and then we'll kind of wrap it up. So why you guys hope like Springfield College students look more for prospective students who want to come to Springfield College? And we'll start with Hannah.
Can you say it again, Derek?
Oh, sorry. So basically why you hope prospective students look more at Springfield College?
Oh, okay. I just think you will grow so many connections unlike any other school. Also, you see Springfield College students everywhere, and that just helps you, again, build connections. And you'll just have friends for a lifetime. I don't know, I just think Springfield is extremely special, and we have that bond between one another. Even you could be a stranger and everyone is extremely kind to you, and I just think we're like no other.
We'll go with Jess next.
I think, at least when I was looking at schools, I remember walking on campus here and seeing a bunch of students in like clothing that looked really comfortable compared to like, I don't know, like a school where people are like like wearing like fashion. So, you know, make sure that you're choosing a school where like you can see yourself being comfortable there. And for me, that means like I can wear sweatpants every single day and nobody is going to say anything, because that's just how, you know what, like a lot of people wear sweatpants all the time here. And like I really like that level of like, you know, like we're all here to like do our school, and like we don't really care how you dressed. We're doing our school, we're doing our thing. So just make sure that like, I don't know, I certainly wouldn't feel nearly as at home if I had to like put on jeans every day here. So that's right. Don't you guys agree?
We'll go to Kay next.
Me? Did you say
Yeah.
Kay?
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
thanks. That's okay. So I live in East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, which is about 15 minutes from campus. And definitely when I was a senior in high school, I completely overlooked Springfield. I was like, it's too close. Like, nah, not for me. Like, totally moved on. And my mom was like, no, we're going for a tour. And I was so stubborn about it. But the second that I stepped on campus, I knew that this was my home. I knew this was a place for me. And I think it's just the feeling that you get, and to trust your gut and kind of put aside any thoughts, any emotion behind it, and just trust like where you are. And I think if you talk to a lot of students, we also have that same experience of like, I stepped on campus and I knew that was my home. And that's a really special thing to experience. So I would just say, like, don't write it off because of what you think. Get on campus, come to see a tour, come email us, talk to us, like see the people on campus and really soak in every single second of that moment. Because then you'll know that you're home and you're here and it's going to be great and you're going to love it. So, yeah.
Nate.
Yeah, so definitely what Kay said, definitely taking a visit. So I'm from New Jersey, and I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and originally I wasn't going to take a tour at Springfield College. But I'm really glad that I did, because same type of experience. It was just, when I was here, I went everywhere else, and I was like, I'm still, like, Springfield College is still in my head. So, like what Jess said, finding a place where you're comfortable. Like Kay said, finding a place where you feel like you have a connection to, like you can find it. And I hope it's Springfield College for everybody else. But that's all I got.
We'll go to Raj next.
I'm so sorry. I was just like zoned out because someone had called me. Can you repeat the question? I have to answer. Someone had called me. Sorry.
It's basically just why you hope prospective students look more into Springfield College.
Okay. I hope you look into Springfield College because I hope you can experience what I experienced in terms of just the care, the love, and like the actual pushing me to be a better person. Like when I stepped foot on this campus, I wasn't involved in everything that I was involved in now. I'm not the person I am now. And I'm someone who takes little pieces from each person and puts them together to create who I am because I don't talk to my parents as much. And this is what it's made me. I'm someone who walked on with no clubs. Now I do 3 clubs. I'm a student ambassador. I'm involved in cultural connections, and I'm doing great at the hospital. This place has made me who I am, and I love them for it. So that's why I hope you prospective students look at Springfield College.
Katie?
Just make it super short and sweet. In the best way possible, I'm not the same person as I was in high school. I think the amount of growth that you undergo in college, especially Springfield College, is incredible and definitely something you shouldn't look over. So if you want to further your education and further yourself and your connections and your growth, then I definitely think you should give Springfield a very in-depth look.
Sabrina?
All in all, I think you should look at a school that's going to care about you the most. And I think out of all the schools that I applied to and got into, this was the school that actually cared about my experience. Like most schools just care about dollar signs and like they don't really care about what you're going to have to take out just to make it here or how hard it's going to be for you as a first gen student and things like that. And a lot of people actually care about making sure that I graduate. So just pick a school that really cares about you. Also, like when I first came, like I was very shy. I had no intentions of joining anything, and now I'm like part of everything. I'm running around all day doing all these different things. So it'll help you grow too. So.
Brianna?
I would say look at a school that has what you need, even if you don't know what you need or what you want exactly. Talk to those people at the school. And I know when I reached out to Springfield College, they were always there to answer my questions. Make sure you visit schools too. For me, that's what sealed the deal. Acceptance Students Day, I learned about all the clubs they have, all the organizations, and how they're there to support me as a student. And they're here for my educational career, but they're also here for me as a person, and they want to see me grow. So it's not always about the educational piece, but that's a big part because you are coming to college for your education, but they're here to see you grow as a person. And we're talking about all these clubs and organizations, and I could just see myself joining some of them and being here for 4 years. So make sure you go and visit, because that's always the best option.
And then Arlia, we'll wrap up with you.
Okay. I too was very stubborn with coming to Springfield College, only because when I was in high school, I worked here for 2 summers doing landscaping, and it was just so hot, and I didn't necessarily like doing like the job that I did there. But when it came to picking a college, like I realized that there were so many people to help me. Like, for example, Robert, like he would always give me a call, send me an email, is everything okay? You could call me at any time. Like if you need some help, I'll transfer you to financial aid. Like if I needed help with anything, like it was just a call away. And I just feel like it made me more comfortable as a student. And though I just came out of high school, I feel myself changing. And I know for a fact that the person I am now is not going to be the person I'm going to be in 4 years. So Springfield College made me more excited for the experience I'm about to go on and the journey I'm about to go on. So yeah.
Thank you guys. I mean, I couldn't have said that any better. Like everything that you guys said is true, and this college is definitely a special place for everyone, and everyone kind of finds their own spot here on campus. So unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the panel. Again, to the families and prospect students, thanks for joining us on a Sunday morning. Our open house isn't over yet, so we have at 1, it's a meet the admissions staff, and that's on the link on the open house page, and that's springfield.edu/virtual open house. And then after at 1:30, we have a live Instagram tour, which our student ambassadors will be taking it over. You'll be meeting some current experienced students with their experiences. And then we are open for on-campus visits. So they're available through the week and on Saturdays with our student ambassadors. So head on over to springfield.edu/admissions to book any on-campus experiences. And again, thank you all so much for joining us today. And we hope that you guys have the best virtual visit ever.
Bye, thanks for coming.